Good afternoon, Speed Gaming. This is Army of One, bringing to you the tiebreaker match you've all been waiting for. CScottyW versus Frydi. Do we have? I may have mixed up the. Actually, you know what? I don't know if these names are correct because of the order that I put them into the schedule. I'll make sure that gets fixed. But these two are the people that are running. I'm Army of One. I'm being joined by Autumn out of habit, and I know that those names are correct. How are you doing, Autumn?
My name is Autumn out of habit now? Okay, yeah, I actually am Autumn out of habit, so...
Okay, don't do that to me! I have enough trouble with Link Shot and Link Force anyway.
It's okay. Link Shot not on commentary, only in the room, but he is just sitting quietly on the couch. Can't speak to Link Force, although I did see her in chat earlier. And what I'm also seeing here is it looks like we are getting ready to get underway, both of our runners using File C. Looks like Frydi has abandoned File B for boats. And we are about to get this underway very soon. For anyone just joining us, this is Game 3, CScottyW versus Frydi. Lower bracket, not something you would expect to see for these two names. Lower bracket round 5, Scotty has been in lower bracket there were 2 round 1 games before most of them started in round 2. Scotty started lower bracket in round 1, has been on an absolute tear. Frydi the first person to hand him a defeat since round 2. And the winner of this match will get to move on to play the winner of Army of One versus Big Ohm. All 3 of those games scheduled for Tuesday of this upcoming week. And loser will get to, well, I guess not go home, but stay home. They're probably playing from their home. Most people do.
And unfortunately,
like
GDQ... GDQ is all digital, so...
Yeah, I mean, we've had SpeedGaming live, but we haven't had this on it. We've got a quick pause for Scotty to sync up the runners. And Scotty going a room ahead of Frydi on the climb up. So this is the run. We've had some fun seeds. Are we finally going to give people the Morph Ball seed they've wanted? I mean, we've had a speed start. We've had a missile start. Let's get collect the set.
Yeah, I hope that we do the Fusion Rando hat trick. And yes, I have confirmed, by the way, that the names under the streams are correct. It was automatically taken care of by the fine folks at the Speed Gaming overlay. I wasn't 100% sure on how it worked, but unfortunately, we're starting with missiles, so we're not getting the hat trick.
No, we're just getting the vanilla start again. So to beat you to the punch here, Army, our runners will have to find Morph Ball in one of the next 5 checks, going down to the Arachnus area for items before everyone's favorite Rolly Boy, as well as one on the boss itself, most likely an E-Tank there, the good old Arachnus special.
Last time, we had all 4 extra checks here be E-Tanks. Oh, there's one. I was about to say, hopefully, we see more than 0 extra majors.
Well, so far, you are cursing our runners here, Army, with 2 energy tanks to start the seed.
I'm retroactively cursing the runners. This happened 10 minutes ago, and somehow I'm cursing the seed in real time. The laws of space-time and general relativity be darned.
Space-time in shambles. What's not in shambles are our runners finding Speed Booster above Arachnus. So we're starting with the...
It's the Pokemon Yellow start. You get to start with all 3 starting Pokemon.
And an energy tank in the attic, so our runners cannot skip Arachnus today. They chose not to last round, and the first round Arachnus had Plasma Beam, so it had to be fought. Normally runners do have the ability to roll out of the room, but without Morph Ball, you can't do that. And Scotty learning from the last race, keeping 1 missile on reserve to shoot the core as soon as it spawns. And Arachnus a little bit of a painful fight with only 10 missiles here. You do it in 0%, but if not, in the vanilla game, you'll come in here with 20, and it only takes 15 to end Arachnus. And
or you'll come in with 19 if you if you run 100%. But still, way, way more than just 10. And Frydi, accidentally taking a leaf out of Scotty's book, uses all the missiles against Arachnus.
Meanwhile,
And then
bold of you to
getting-
assume I know anything about 100%. The last time I tried to run that, I took a death and did not get the run.
Same. Actually, we died to the same Zoro, I believe.
I lost 2 hundo attempts and then any percent attempt, all to the blue Zoro. What I didn't lose to was our vanilla morph ball, so 2 of our first 3 majors are vanilla, and just an energy tank in the cubby hole. Scotty actually picking it up.
It's a quick pickup, and 4 E-tanks, very, very comfortable. 3, a little bit of discomfort. Just a little bit.
And Yervos, I do not know if there is a vanilla major on boss bingo space. That sounds like a thing that should be on the card.
They are called Zeros. I thought they were Zoros. Oh, I've just been mispronouncing this the entire time.
I think it may depend on what source you're pulling the information on, because
No, it is both.
Bunch of
it is Zero and Zoro. Ha!
Yeah, they've been Zeros in other games. Probably a mistranslation. Who knows where the mistranslation is? Metroid has not been known for its good translations. What it is known for is Frydi finding an energy tank at the top of the main elevator before going down, and Scotty choosing to do Sector 1 first. Decent play here, but Frydi going for the more common play into Sector 2. And unless Scotty finds bombs here, not sure what else he could find.
And it seems that they are
our tracker here to say that our runners do have the morph ball that they have.
It seems that they are Zeros in Fusion, but Zoros in the Super Metroid official player guide.
And what we have is Plasma Beam on the other side of the Kago, being able to, not needing to do a jump. There is a trick that is very precise with a wall jump that you can get over that without high jump. Anything else? But with Plasma Beam being in Sector 2, I have to think that Frydi's making the better play here. Well, maybe not the better. I would say the better play anyway, but also the play that's paying off better. And some are trying to deliver a Chatter's Curse or an Administrator's Curse here, calling for this to be a Jet Seed, and I don't know if that's going to be the case. What I do know is the case is that Frydi is going to open those level 1 security locks. And then we will get to see him go check the Sector 2 data room, find out what's there, while Scotty makes his way down through Sector 1. Scotty will have the advantage of, if he wants to, he can check more things when he gets into Sector 2, having the Morph Ball bombs. However, time will tell if that is what's available. And what does the Crab Guardian hold today? Crab Guardian just guarding an E-Tank. Scotty says, no thank you.
Well, we've got some new threads for Sector 2 data.
I was curious what you were talking about. I was thinking Discord threads.
no, Samus.
A lot of damage runs.
Samus has the new drip. Oh wait, no, it's just Varia's suit. Never mind. This is like anti-drip.
I'm gonna be honest here, Army. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry, neither do I. I just know that there are words in reference to current fashion.
And Scotty, a little bit mad, farming for some green X here. Get that marked off on your bingo card.
And that is legitimately farming. That's not just like core X waiting for a green drop. That's going out of your way.
Oh no, Scotty gonna have to farm again. Going for the double and tanking both missiles. Oh no.
Will he go for the double? No, he's just not. He's just like, you know what? Oh, no, Scotty! Oh no.
And Scotty voicing his displeasure with those arm pumps. Not Super Metroid, so those will not move him forward a pixel. But they will give
And-
Frydi time to catch up. Frydi dipping down into Sector 1. We know bombs are here. We know this is going to be the play. And let's see if Frydi goes a little better on the missile management. Scotty with full health, not choosing to farm up to full missiles. Oh, bombs were in the horn.
It's like, you can't double tank 3 times in a row, right? Right?
He won't go for the double here because he got 2 hits, but he did miss 2 doubles. And I guarantee if this were any other category, Scotty would have
That would be a reset.
It would have been reset the time that he got there without the missiles. And Frydi going underneath the lava dive, picking up some energy tanks, finding more energy under the lava dive, not needing it. Just some trash above the charge core. And just some charge core. Let's see how Okay, Scotty actually getting his double on the first shot there.
And missing the double on the second shot.
Charge core and Scotty are just not friends today, and Charge core decides to add a cooldown to Scotty's missiles by giving him diffusion. This will give us a way out of lower Sector 4, and this will take Ice Core down to just 12 shots. And you know what? For anyone who wasn't here when we said it for the first run, let's go ahead and, after we see the Major the Crab Rave, tell our audience what we need.
Well, unfortunately, it's not that one. So in order to finish the game, you need to defeat the SIX and set the station on a crash course with the planet, and that's behind red doors. So to trigger the SIX encounter, you need Charge Beam, Plasma Beam, some sort of jump upgrade, and you need to also unlock red doors. Red doors is going to be Gravity Suit, Speed Booster, Morph Ball, and either Morph Ball Bombs or Screw Attack, and then some way to get there. So diffusion missiles, screw attacks, something that'll get you out of lower sector 4. And I think that covers all the items that you need.
Yeah, and for anyone in chat who observed that our runners are running on file C, I will just remind everyone memory corruption is banned in this randomizer tournament. So while our runners are on the correct file for it, we will not be seeing that skip in the game today. Just determine that it went against the spirit of what we're trying to do here. And Frydi not going for doubles, only coming in with 3 missiles, wanting to go a little safe, and getting a bunch of I-beams for his trouble. And I say that, suddenly commentator's blessing. Have to wonder if Frydi going to get diffusion here, if he goes down to check what the Major is at the watering hole. I think that would be a very heads-up play, as you can see what's there, even though you're not expected to get it yet.
Yeah, it seems most runners, even if, like, the moment that they pass the watering hole area, it's just like they forget to check it even if they can. Because it's not usual that you get one of the items you can check it with, like gravity, wave, or diffusion, in those 2 checks directly after.
Yeah, very easy to forget to do that. It's just one of the checks that I always look out for because I have done a lot of races against a runner who that might be his favorite check to be able to make. Well, the stairs might be a little better. Frydi, thinking that the Crab Rave was going to be a bust today, deciding to go in, getting rewarded with his Wide Beam. And with Wide Beam Plasma, we're looking more like a Spacer Beam than a Wide Beam today, and who doesn't think that Spacer is the best beam?
I mean, it's definitely the better name. Frydi getting those damage boost missiles in, not needing to go all the way around. So it's a nice little time save that we've seen time and time again.
Yeah, and hard to say where our runners are in relation to each other with the route divergence and the fact that Scotty is going to make more checks in Sector 2, even if he decides not to go into lower Sector 2. Diffusion does logically give him a way out of it, but that's also a lot of checks down there, and Scotty deciding does want those missiles in case bosses are required today.
Yeah, feeling a little bit burned from needing to farm all those green X from those Hornodes. And Frydi heading to Sector 3, going to unlock those green doors. Always a good play to just go ahead and unlock those green doors. With those diffusion missiles off of Charge Core, though, yeah, that POW amp check in Sector 4 always does, like, when you find those diffusions really soon, really early on, it feels like there's a lot of really good checks in early Sector 4.
I would have to agree with that. And we're finding some super missiles down in the Telltale Heart. So now with super diffusions, we are down to it's either 8 or 7 shots on the ice core that we need. And Frydi now going to get those level 2 locks open. The increase in damage, very nice. We will likely see Scotty pick those up as well, unless he finds Gravity Suit in lower Sector 2 and decides to go open red locks. But chat, can we just take a moment to appreciate that we've gotten an entire 3-game series without having a plasma hunt?
That's actually so satisfying, because plasma hunts, it's just like it could be literally anywhere. You don't have any indication of what might be best to go to, but like if we're looking for gravity, okay, we sort of have a different way to think about where it might be. If we're looking for a jump, okay, it's probably not in lower Sector 2.
Although
it could
be with ice sources.
With ice sources, it could be, but it definitely feels less likely to be somewhere that's sort of locked by the item that you're looking for.
And Scotty using the diffusion missiles to turn those fish into stairs rather than doing the underwater wall jump. Frydi gonna give us some checks in lower Sector 3. Scotty giving us Sector 2. I didn't catch what was at Wonderwall other than it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Do you think Scotty's going to give us a Zazabi check, or is he going to skip it?
I think he's gonna skip it, or at least I would.
And unfortunately for Frydi, just some power bombs in the ouch cushions.
But never mind. Not going to check those Nova stairs. You can get in there with speed boost, and you can make the checks with diffusion. And Scotty skipping out on the RNG very, very heavy Zazabi fight.
I think it's a good play. If you have Screw Attack and Speed Booster, you want to fight it. Zazabi is
if you don't, it takes a while.
It's a more appealing play when you get 3 checks out of it instead of 1. But Scotty now at the mercy of RNG. And you can't actually use that 0 to get up the shaft. You need to have these enemies so that you can freeze them at a low enough height that you can jump onto them. And Scotty letting that one climb a little too high. You need the left one to be going down when you come into the room. It's technically a 50-50, although I can say from times when I have tried to do it, it does not feel like a 50-50. It feels like it wants to go up about 90% of the time. Much like what we want to have go up is the volume on this cat jam. Frydi's going to have to be a little careful. He needs to land 8 shots on this. And Frydi, soft locking himself in against box, has to take a reset. Did save right below it.
We'll probably still get more cat jam though, so at least that's nice. Nope, Frydi is like, you know what? Those 3 checks, not worth the effort. I'm just gonna leave. Just leaving.
Yeah. Box can be a bit trolly with the way that it jumps around, and needing to hit 8 out of his 10 missiles maybe not the most appealing, although we have seen Go Mode Gravity be on box before, and we've seen a pair of runners skip out on it for the better part of an hour in that case. I might just be salty because I was one of those runners. But let's see where Frydi is going to go next and where Scotty is going to go next.
Looks like... Well, Scotty's going to 4. Friday's heading in the same direction.
If I'm Frydi, I check the first couple items in Sector 6 before going into 4, and it looks like Frydi agrees with me.
Autumn speaking backwards in time to 10 minutes ago, giving Friday some advice.
Hopefully it's good advice. And Scotty using those diffusion missiles to go under the drain pipe and get down into upper lower 4.
Scott doesn't have super missiles though. Oh, hey look! There's the early upper lower 4 major check. It's ice missiles. So we now at least know where full missiles are.
We do indeed, and it would be very unlikely to see Scotty not find out. And I missed what Frydi found in these top 2 checks, but it doesn't look like it was anything if the tracker is any indication. The only non-tracker item that could still be found is Ice Beam, and well, Frydi's shooting his gun enough that we know he doesn't have that. Scotty is going to go through Sector 4, and... you know what? I'm feeling a little spicy today, Army.
Oh, you're not going to make the suggestion that I think that you're going to make.
What, the screw attack on Saris suggestion?
That's quite spicy. I mean, well, there's a major at Saris Escape, which is always nice to see early on.
Double major at Saris Escape.
Double major.
And Charge Beam one of them.
That's a nice pickup.
So now it's not a beam hunt. We are down to a third time where it's a question of, is it gravity, is it jump, or is it gravity and jump? And Frydi hot on Scotty's tail. Scotty picking up power bombs in the Saris Escape. That will unlock one more check in Sector 4. That also might make going through Sector 3 doing the full loop a little more exciting to Scotty. And if something important is power bomb locked in Sector 3, I can't imagine Frydi wants to go back there anytime soon.
It does burst open Sector 6. So most of Sector 6, except for Pillar Highway, is open to the runners.
That it is, Army. And Sector 6, much like 2, very feast or famine. We have seen 2 seeds today so far between these runners where Sector 6 was not required in any way. What we are about to see, though, we're going to get some pumpkin spice here underneath the pump control. Ironically, I don't think I say it the way that got it named Pumpkin Troll in the first place anymore, unless I deliberately do so. Chat has gotten in my head.
Well, Scotty is deciding against the Saris play. 2 seeds in a row of Saris not giving anything, or at least not anything useful, has Scotty a little bit, a little bit cold on the check. And
I agree with this play, and I would be making the same play if I'm Scotty.
But also, Scotty didn't check underneath Saris, so that's 2 checks that he's skipping out on.
And Scotty bonking into the electric wire, not able to just run through the gear on. And above the drain pipe, we have our high jump. Oh, you know, Scotty was skipping Saris because Saris is not in logic without a jump. And Frydi trying to save it jumping through the crumble blocks. Gonna go across the monkey bars here. And let's see if Autumn with the call. I think we've got such a stacked Sector 4 today that I'm seeing a major on Saris. I don't think it's gonna be gravity, but I'm feeling either Ice Beam or Screw Attack. I think it's Screw Attack.
Well, Scotty is disagreeing and just leaving, and Frydi didn't use supers to check the high jump check, and it is a major underneath
Oh
Saris.
no, Scotty! Yervos, I say that Saris is never worth it, except when it is. Every now and then, Saris will have a major. I'm just feeling it this time. And Frydi with super missiles will be able to kill Saris in 2 shots. Speaking of super missiles, Scotty about to pick those up. Scotty has picked those up. Scotty has full missiles. Ice Beam on Saris, Autumn with the call.
Autumn with the major call, with a non-tracker major call at that.
Whenever I call a major on Saris, I'm right. We've got the commentator's blurs. Ice Beam, nice 4 damage output, not worth the time expenditure. And Frydi about to find double majors on the Saris escape. And then double majors through the drain pipe room. Getting charge beam, we might get full beam.
So Frydi already went down to grab ice missiles from the drain pipe, but didn't use supers to kill the Garen. Just sort of left to drain the water first, I guess.
I know in Hundo you go through there and just run through the Garen, and it could just be muscle memory, forgetting that you can just actually get through that by killing it. Frydi going to use Diffusion to check the power bomb item a little bit faster than going down there, seeing that it is just an E-tank and not something that he wants to deal with. Scotty going through Sector 3, going to give us some checks that Frydi was not able to give us.
And hopefully Frydi remembers that he saw a major underneath Saris before absolutely just leaving Sector 4 entirely.
And we have seen a runner lose a race recently in the tournament from seeing a major in Saris or seeing a major under the broken bridge and just not remembering it. I guess for Frydi's sake, we hope it's Wave Beam. And Scotty going to try to use bomb jumps to get up to the Nova stairs. I'm not sure I agree with this play in an elimination game. Scotty, you have an ice source and you have high jump. Just reset the room.
No, both runners absolutely in shambles. Neither of them have. Well, I guess. Oh wait, Frydi saving at the top of Sector 4,
and Scotty getting the swag bomb jump. That is very difficult to time. And Nova Stairs just has some missiles. Gonna pick those up.
Oh no!
Peacow, we think the Frydi forgot.
Yeah,
and we've seen another race where there being a major there was what decided the race. So, I have to wonder if that's going to be the case again today.
And I don't think Scotty checked Lava Maze?
Scotty did not check Lava Maze. Scotty does not want to spend that time. Scotty with a ton of missiles is absolutely going to get us some cat jams, so let's get ready for that.
Also, I mean, Frydi went straight by the item, like, unless he just wasn't paying attention, he saw the item under Saris.
But he also got a major on Saris and 2 items after Saris, and that can be a very easy way to just forget the major that you saw.
I think that we saw Gravity. I think that's where Gravity was. I mean, it's a 1 out of 3 chance right now.
I think it's Screw Attack, Army. I think it's Screw Attack.
You think it's Screw Attack?
It's not a 1 in 3 chance. It's a 1 in 4. We also haven't seen Wave Beam.
Oh, that's true. We haven't seen Wave Beam.
And I hope everyone enjoyed that split second of Cat Jam that you got to hear. Oh, that's gonna sting for Frydi if that's Gravity Suit and he loses the race on it.
Yeah, it's...
Also, the question is, which runner thinks to go back and check that first? Because Scotty abandoned it. And you don't want to go back for the check that you abandoned pretty quickly.
Yeah, but at least you have it in mind and you don't think that you've already checked it.
Yeah. If that's gravity, we're going over an hour here. Although, with all of those, we could have gravity on Ridley, and that item would be required to get out of Ridley. Because there are 3 items that we still need to get to Ridley. We need Space Jump, we need Screw Attack, and we need Wave Beam, and those are the only non-gravity majors we have left. And do we think Cactus Fall is going to be a major? I think it's going to be an E-Tank.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything exciting. Sector 6 has been pretty dry so far.
And chat,
Yeah,
feel free to chime in what you think the Sector 4 major that we've seen but not seen is. And chat, Nightmare has not been checked. However, Scotty going into Sector 5 here. Frydi going much closer along the lines of the type of routing that I would play, but I wouldn't call Scotty's routing bad here. He does have power bombs, he does have Varia. And with power bombs and Varia, you are able to get through everything in Sector 5, at least leading up to the Nightmare area.
Frydi resetting out of Sector 6, going back into Sector 4. I believe Frydi has remembered.
No, Frydi just forgot that he saved in Sector 4 instead of Sector 6. Frydi teasing us, putting us all back into shambles.
Frydi forgetting 2 things at the same time, and it looks like he remembers both, but he doesn't.
Oh no. Oh,
Frydi,
no.
with the Omega Brain.
And yeah, chat, Scotty did not check the item under the broken bridge, did not go up to Ceres, which also had Ice Beam. Frydi went
Majors
past
all
the
over
broken
the
bridge,
place.
saw the major there. Sector 4 absolutely stacked today. Frydi saw the major and just forgot.
Actually, so Sector 4 had Ice Missiles, High Jump, Power Bomb, Charge Beam, Ice Beam, and some mystery major.
Oh, it's so interesting, commentator, and I see why when I watched back a VOD of a previous race where it was that same major that a runner had just forgotten that they saw was a major or didn't notice was a major, and chat was just in shambles, and it ended up costing that runner. But it's not every day that both runners don't make that check.
And I mean, I've been one to forget a common major routing on the way, and it's cost me. It cost me big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's cost everyone at this point one time or another. And the thing is, I don't want to hope for anything that could be. Because if it's Gravity Suit, Gravity on Ridley is dead.
Yeah.
If it is not Gravity Suit, our runners are going to basically last location the ability to go check Gravity on Ridley.
Yeah, so
I'm just not liking our chances of that.
Like, if it's Wave Beam doesn't really open up a lot of checks by itself. But if it's like Screw Attack, that's painful. We still have the Nightmare area to see. We still have main deck with Powerbomb checks abound. But it feels like there are, like, the majors that we have left are pretty important area unlock abilities.
We also do have Notori accessible because of power bombs and well, with both of our runners having Plasma Beam, not too much to worry about there, but I definitely think that looks would otherwise look more appealing with Scotty's
You know what? Wave Beam would actually break Sector 5. we don't have a broken Sector 5 yet.
That is true. And we do have a major in Sector 5, though. Yellow locked. Space jump. Yellow locked.
Space jump.
Both of our calls for the missing major in Sector 4 are still alive. And let's check. I can't believe it's not Sector 6. Just some trash there. Yakuza's in logic now. Did I just call the gravity on Yakuza 1 seed too early?
Scotty trying to decide whether or not to just get the data room or to double back and save. And he's just going to save. We know that it's a bust. Scotty suspects as much, or at least is preparing for as much.
Yeah, and this is still anyone's race here. All we need to find is Gravity Suit, and our runners are off to the races.
Yeah, so
And the question
Nightmare
is,
is
have we
locked.
seen Gravity Suit? What if these runners, what if they finish without ever checking that major, and we never get to see what it is?
If that's the case, Summer, I believe you're in chat. You're gonna guess the major outside of Ceres's graph. You supplied the seed, Summer. You have the spoiler log.
The Donut Pirate, we have not seen a draw. We have seen a race finish with a 1 second finish before, but we have not seen a draw, and we don't have any rules in place governing that. And Zerg Hug Party,
Clueless
thank you
has
for
the
calling me
spoiler
the
log.
item drop or location oracle. My ability to read what the randomizer is thinking is probably the only reason I'm still in the tournament.
Clueless, keeping us on the edge of our seat because he doesn't want to check the spoiler log.
And Scotty doesn't want to save the animals. Frydi wants to get some space jump, though. Scotty coming back to the main deck play. Just some power bombs on the right side of animals. And of course, without red locks open, finding a go mode on main deck is usually very nice because you can just run right up to SAX. Here you have to run all the way back down into the station through Sector 5, over into Sector 4, open your red locks just to come back up where you started. And Gravity Suit in the maintenance duct.
I
just
remember this
commentator's
location.
Did I commentators blurs? CScottyW in go mode at, I believe that was 36 minutes and 15 seconds.
Frydi right behind him.
Oh, I've had such a good streak, Yorvos. I think I can deal with being a second off today. And
So I guess we'll never see what it is that's underneath Ceres.
I mean, we do have access to the seed. One of us could go run it back. That item is available early. I don't
The
remember.
salty commentator run back.
But honestly, with this, with Scotty being the best in the business with execution, it's his race to lose. I mean, we know Frydi is going to find that gravity suit very soon. And Scotty getting the swag spark across Sector 5. Not the swaggiest way to go across the sector. That would be a very risky space boost you can do, but if you are going through any of the doors without upward momentum, you will get snapped to the floor and lose your space boost. And Frydi not getting trolled by any of the blocks in maintenance stuck today.
Except for the corner itself. Look.
And to comment on chat, Team Euroboats is in shambles right now.
Scotty deciding to make one last check?
Scotty might want Screw Attack. Just Screw Attack can speed up the ice core. Scotty used to having that, and Scotty wants to go for the triple-double. That is much more difficult if you don't have Screw Attack to tank the Ice Beam shots. And Scotty getting into the level 4 security room as Frydi going down the main elevator. I don't think we'll see a third race where we have Scotty or one of the runners finishing as the others opening red blocks. We saw that in games 1 and 2. But it's gonna be hard to make up 2 minutes on CScottyW on pure execution. And for electrics, Gravity was... I just spaced on where Gravity was.
Gravity was in the maintenance tunnel at the very end.
Thank you for that. I knew we saw it, and my brain was just throwing all of the wrong words, and I'm like, no, it's none of those.
Yeah, in fact, it's the exact same location where I found it before Herc, but Herc beat me by 7 seconds. Ah!
Oh no, I didn't know that you had a 7-second finish.
Yeah,
my closest of the tournament was a 9-second finish. Fortunately, I came out on the right side of that one. And thank you to Zerg Hug Party for gifting a Tier 1 sub to both CScottyW and Frydi. We certainly appreciate your support of SpeedGaming. SpeedGaming, of course, being gracious enough to host almost every race of the Metroid Fusion Randomizer tournament, and getting plenty of more eyes on a great randomizer. And speaking of this randomizer, if you haven't played it and like what you see, feel free to. We've got a link to the Metroid Fusion Community Discord server. We have several channels for the randomizer with some setup information, Q&A, we share some strats, you can even find some casual races. That is actually... Army and I both got into running the game through this, through the randomizer, and actually were involved in a lot of casual community races before the tournament started up. And also, Zerg Hug Party, thank you again for the Tier 1 gift subs, also to myself and Army of One. We are now also subscribed to SpeedGaming Main, and we appreciate the support, and a 5th gift sub over to Veiled Fury. Yindro, we do not have a draw rerun time limit. We have had a race in this tournament that was decided by 1 second. I imagine if we get less than 1 second, we would probably look into that. Army of One is one of our tournament administrators, so I would defer to him on that question.
And I would defer to the rest of the administrators. I mean,
I feel like if we got that close, that would be an administrators meeting, and I have to get that one figured out. Yeah, MSC, that was a very exciting finish. I think that was the one where Wide Beam made the difference on that. I don't remember for sure. Marcel Bravo, the score is 1-1, and it looks like, barring anything just completely unexpected, we are going to see CScottyW take this series 2-1. And Army, if you get through Big Ohm, how are you feeling about going up against CScottyW?
Well, you know, personally, I would have rather faced him earlier on in the tournament before he had time to practice.
I wouldn't know a thing or two about that at all, but the real question here, are we going to see Screwless? The bounty has long since been collected, and I know at least 2 of us in the tournament have shown it off. Is Scotty going to be number 3? Scotty went for it against me. Or no, Scotty wasn't playing me. Scotty went for it the day that I was playing Jagger, that it was gotten. but not getting another one of those in the tourney. Also, no animals saved in this matchup.
And no swag pogo either. This race much too close to show off that funny Omega behavior.
It's always crushing when you're in the escape sequence and you see your opponent done. Frydi taking on, for the last time today, the most cursed Hornode in the game.
Scotty getting the stun lock. Don't have to worry about Wave Beam messing up here. That is a dead Omega.
Yeah, and with that, we are going to have CScottyW finishing the race with an official racetime.gg time of 43 minutes and 56 seconds. And with that, CScottyW will be advancing to lower bracket round 6. Get your GGs in the chat for CScottyW. And I'm going to drop some as well now that I have that gift subscription and have access to that. And it looks like we are being joined by Frydi. Not sure if we're going to get Scotty in here. But GG, Frydi.
GG.
That was a very, very close tiebreaker match. Yeah, you had really good luck on your routing on the first match. And not so good luck on the second. And just that, oh man, we're less than a minute or so, maybe a little bit more than that between you and Scotty at the very end.
It's 2 minutes at the end.
By the way, did you just forget about the major under Saris?
Yeah.
We actually don't know what it
I have to
was.
remember this. This is how Fangs lost against Scotty, and then I forgot about it because I saw the other dumb major.
Scotty didn't play Saris, so we haven't seen that major at all. We just know it's there.
It's probably Screw Attack then.
Screw Attack was my call for it. Army was calling
it's either
Gravity.
I think I had nothing left except Screw Attack.
And we are now being joined by CScottyW. GG.
Oh, thank you.
Well, either Big Ohm or I certainly have our work cut out for ourselves in the next match. Grats on the reverse sweep.
Thanks.
So, when Sector 4 was so stacked, what made you skip out on Saris?
I didn't feel like fighting Saris.
Well, you did miss out on Ice Beam for doing that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I would have.
And you missed out on
anyway.
You missed out on either Screw Attack or Wave Beam as well because you didn't check under Saris either, which was also another major, and we didn't.
We don't know what it was.
We didn't get to see. Clueless is holding the information from us. Clueless.
Wive was on. It looks like Wive was on Gary, so that means it has to be Screw Attack under Broken Bridge. Autumn with the call yet again.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't find Screw Attack then.
Yeah, I was actually calling for Screw Attack on Saris today. I said Ice Beam right before you went in there, Frydi. But one of the rare seeds where Saris is actually worth checking.
Not
and
worth
cool,
it enough.
I missed that in chat.
I mean, no high jump series I don't like.
That's fair.
And I forgot to get the major. I basically did the Fangs, but I've seen the major at least.
But yeah, actually, we were talking about that race with Fangs as well. Knowing that we had seen that before, I couldn't remember who it was that did that, but...
It always happens against Scotty.
Yeah, forget about that major, though, with how stacked Upper Sector 4 was. You get a major on Saris, you get 2 majors on Saris Escape, you get 2 majors at the beginning of Sector 4. How are you remembering that you saw yet another major in the sector? I don't blame anyone there.
Usually I get the items below Saris first,
Yeah.
but I didn't in this case, and then seeing another major there threw me off.
I was just thinking, like, there's 2 majors in Upper Sector 4 already. The chances are pretty slim that either of those are going to be majors. So I'm just like, I'm gonna skip out on that.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely not a bad play there. Also,
Well-
if anyone has any comments you'd like to make on our earlier seeds today, did you two enjoy not having a single plasma hunt for a change of pace here?
It was
That was fine.
very awkward.
Awkward.
Like 3
Well, yeah,
seeds
so-
with plasma, like one of the first 5 items or so.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
and that required Arachnus without Morph Ball in that first seed.
Yeah, let's just
Both
not talk about the
runners-
first seed at all anymore.
Well, I mean, both runners made the decision to double back to Arachnus without Morph Ball after getting that really, really quick missiles. I'm
Yeah.
not going to make comments about getting to or from missiles, but having
Did you also screw up getting 2 to the missiles? 'Cause I screwed up a lot.
I've been playing too much Dread.
yeah, I was
And
suspecting after
the
seeing.
first like 15 minutes or so of that first seed, I'm like, I have no idea how to play this game.
That
The
is
first
so
10 minutes I
real
was
too.
like, I'm
Worst
facing Scotty
gameplay
after
I've
all.
ever had.
He can get time on me just by being Scotty.
My last race, I tried to click in my left stick to try to start a speed boost. I play this game with a Super Nintendo controller.
I was very tempted to try to do that because I have it mapped to start on my on Dread for speed boost. So I very very almost paused in the middle of a run to try to start a speed boost.
Army and I would not have known what to make of that either.
See, Scotty,
going
checking the
fast?
map?
Is this some new RNG manip that we don't know about?
Truly.
See ScottyW trying to pause buffer walking through a hallway.
Very secret strats.
Hey, I win by IGT. Nice.
Oh, darn.
Nice job.
Because I reset all of Sector 6.
Oh boy, I never even visited Sector 6.
Yeah, Sector 6 was not required at all in
Yeah, there
this
was nothing
entire
there.
set. And Frydi, we did get a moment of thinking that you were going to go get your screw attack. When you reset out, did you think that you had saved in Sector 6 instead of Sector 4?
Why is Sector 4 a different layout than all the other sector entrances? Let's be real.
Why is
Who
Fusion
constructed
anything?
this?
The real
Fair
question
enough.
is, why do we play Metroid Fusion?
That's a
Yeah, that is
terrible
a good
decisions.
question.
Terrible
And,
life
and I say that as
choices.
someone who just started speedrunning this game this year.
Nobody
In
should play
current
this
year, I
game.
thought that was a
Yeah,
good use
wow.
of my time.
I'm sure you're rethinking that.
Yeah, it will happen soon.
Rethinking it 1 hour at a time.
That's how it works.
Well, I think on that note, I think that's a good place to wrap up. Excellent
let's go ahead and
races
take a
from
look at the
excellent
schedule.
runners. Well, I can tell you when the next race is going to be.
Before that, though, I'm just looking ahead to see what we have on SpeedGaming because that is stacked today. Currently, over on SpeedGaming 2, we've got some Link to the Past Randomizer League. 4 o'clock Eastern, we've got SpeedGaming Live, Super Metroid Any %. We've got more Link to the Past Rando going through all day. Luigi's Mansion Hundo at 5 o'clock Eastern. Looks like Super Metroid Rando is going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern. Wind Waker Rando also at 7 o'clock Eastern on SpeedGaming 2. We've got some Zelda 2. We've got more Wind Waker. We have got more Link to the Past, and we've even got The Messenger starting at 10 o'clock Eastern tonight. There is content all across Speed Gaming Up. We've also got Metroid Prime 1 at 6:30 Eastern. Thank you for calling that out, Yervos. But yeah, Army, I will let you mention what the next races in the tournament here are looking like.
Yeah, so the next races coming up on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern is my own race against Big Ohm, and that will be all 3 if necessary. I'm of course, I'm always gunning for that 2-0, but Big Ohm, I know that he runs Hundo, and he's a good runner. So it'll be very, very entertaining to watch at the very least. But then we also have next weekend. Autumn, what's coming up next weekend?
We have on Saturday and Sunday 1 game each of Autumn Out of Habit loses to FPIS.
Ooh.
There are no bad runners left in this tournament, so
Yeah. I'm
be
calling
sure
an
to
O2
tune
for
in.
myself. Although
Well,
we saw Scotty calling for an O2 today.
Scotty was calling for the O2.
Get kicked out of this tourney.
Well, Scotty also
Well-
said that he was going to get O2'd against me and managed to take a race, and honestly, one of those races I had no business winning.
Well, so Scotty, I will endeavor my hardest to kick you out O2.
It's either you, Ohm, or Ivan.
I don't know, Scotty.
There's no way I'm making it past Ivan.
Scotty,
versus
I would
Shirk in
love
the
a
grand finale.
rematch in loser semis.
I don't want to go that far.
You don't want to risk going out to the same person twice?
No, I want to get kicked out.
With how your routing has with how your
Roll for
routing has
content,
improved
Scotty.
in the tourney, though, I would be sweating that matchup.
Ah,
Although, let's be real, that's gonna be FPIS getting there, not me.
I hope someone kicks me out.
And with that message from the King of Fusion, I think that's a good place to wrap up. I've been Army of One, being joined in the booth by Autumn Out of Habit. Great Pikmin. Thank you very much for tracking. We always all appreciate someone actually paying attention to the games.
Yeah, we sure don't. And everybody go ahead and give Great Pikmin a follow. Follow our runners for putting on a great show. And with that, I
Yes.
think we can hand over to SpeedGaming. They've got plenty of content for us, and we will see you next mission.